Hey guys, and thank you for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we're going to be making jerk chicken on an indoor grill. Yes, I'm usually accustomed to making it outside when it's summertime and it's nice out on the barbecue grill, or in the wintertime in the oven. However, I bought myself an indoor grill and I decided to take it up a notch. So let's see what we get in. Hey y'all, so here I have some fresh chicken that's been washed and cleaned. So what I'm going to be doing with this chicken is I'm going to be making some jerk chicken. For this recipe, I'm going to need a few seasonings. So first I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of rosemary, about a half a teaspoon of thyme. Mixed spice, I'm going to put about a quarter teaspoon. Garlic powder, I'm going to put a half a teaspoon. White pepper, I'm going to put a half a teaspoon. Smoked paprika, I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon. Onion powder, half a teaspoon. Parsley flakes, half a teaspoon. 2 teaspoons of white sugar. Teaspoon of jerk seasoning. And also 1 teaspoon of the marinade as well. So 1, 2. Additionally, I just chopped up 3 single bunches of cilantro, and this is 1 teaspoon of ginger. We're gonna add a teaspoon of garlic as well. And then we're gonna integrate all these spices. Like I said, I like to mix up my main spices like this, and then I spread it around on the chicken so it gets even. So to the chicken, I put on some gloves, of course, so this is extra hot and spicy seasoning, so I don't want to burn my hands, and I suggest you do the same when you integrate these spices, because you don't want this kind of heat to get lost in your fingers. It's very hot, and if the bottle says hot, it means it's really hot. So yeah, so basically what I'm doing here is so you just massage your meat, generously massage it with the seasoning so that the meat can soak. I'm not going to be cooking this for a few hours, so the marinade is going to get a chance to penetrate the meat, which is the goal. So I'm just massaging it generously so that the meat, you know, takes to the seasoning and it gets that flavor in it. So don't be scared to rub it down. Yeah guys, so this is what your chicken looks like now when it's properly well seasoned. I'm going to be letting this soak, marinade for a few hours before I even try to cook it or anything. So I'm back with the marinated chicken, jerk chicken. I'm going to be using an indoor grill. Usually I do my jerk in the oven. However, I'm going to be doing it on an indoor grill. So I'll show you what that looks like and how I'm going to set that up and everything. So for me here, I have 1 tablespoon of margarine. I'm going to be placing that margarine into my microwave for 15 seconds, which would be enough time to get that butter to melt. So after that, oh, here's the grill, by the way. I'm just trying to change the pattern of the grill. Like, this is the original grill here, but I don't like my meat so close to it because I find it cooks too fast. So I'm alternating. So in this presentation, I'm going to be using another shelf. This didn't come with the element, however, it was able to fit. So I'm implementing it as a layer up from the heat. So I'm going to be trying it this way. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to obviously go down to the second level more so when it's more cooked. That's the plan. Also preparing this on my stove because the stove has the vent button so it could take off the steam from this chicken. So once your margarine has melted, you're gonna take some brown sugar. You're gonna need about, I'd say 2, this is not a full one, but usually I use 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I'll use as a full one, and I'll use the rest to make a full one. 2 tablespoons of ketchup. And in your jerk marinade, you're going to put at least 1 tablespoon in there first and give it a mix. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of vinegar to this. And you're gonna mix that in as well. This is gonna be the marinade as your meat's on the fire, like when it starts to dry out and stuff. This is gonna be the marinade that'll keep it moist so that it stays tender and it doesn't just be like dry chicken, okay? So my grill's on and it's heating up. So I'm just gonna be placing the chicken, like I said, on the top level first, and I'm gonna let it slowly cook up here. It's gonna take its sweet time and cook. On the lower level, I feel like it'll burn too fast, so I don't want that. So I'm gonna let it cook up here first for a while and then transfer it. So I've placed all of the chicken, all the pieces on the top there. It's not overloaded or anything. And to go extra step, like I said, since I invented the second shelf, right, it's really supposed to be on the first shelf, but I don't move it till it's kind of cooked more. So I'm gonna be using one of these metal cover lids, and I'm just gonna be covering the top lightly, just so that it can maintain the heat going back down into the chicken, you know, instead of escaping also. So I hope you can get a view of what it looks like with the chicken cooking slightly off the fire, like it's slowly cooking. I could see it bubbling there. I'm sure you could probably see the bubbling. So I like that it's slowly cooking it from underneath. I did put a timer on this for 1 hour, and I plan to check it by half an hour to see how it's doing on the underpart. But so far so good. The whole thing is starting to cook from underneath, which is I'm gonna be taking off this lid right now, and I'm gonna be checking the chicken for the first time. It's been 45 minutes on one side, so we're gonna be finding out together what took place. So I'm gonna just remove this lid first, and then so we're gonna just be checking the other side now. See, there we go. We're starting to get some nice grill marks even on the second shelf. That's to show you how intense the fire is on the first shelf. See, look at how that's starting to grill nicely on that side. That whole side of the chicken is pretty much cooked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be basting this with the sauce that we made. I'm gonna flip these all over to the other side. So this is the first side of the chicken that was cooking for the 45 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be brushing it with some marinade just to make sure it stays nice and moist for this process. And we're gonna be setting another timer for, say, we'll do 45 minutes again, because it seems like 45 minutes is all it really needed. So I just added all the moisture back to the chicken. Well, I just basted it with the brush and some of the marinade. So the next step I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually be putting the lid back on. I found that worked really nicely in keeping the heat into the pot. So we're gonna let that go again. We're gonna change our timer for 45 minutes and we'll be back to check it then. So I'm just taking the lid off of the chicken that's been cooking for a while. Take a look here, and I'm gonna say that this is finished. Like to say this chicken is cooked all the way. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna cover it back down, and I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, because it's got all my nice jerk marks and everything, so I'm not looking for that. This piece is cooked all the way, so we're taking that off. And yeah, so we'll let it go for another 15 minutes on the grill. No sauce. So I am super happy with the results after it was 45 minutes on the first half of it, and I did it for 45 minutes on the second half, and then I gave it an extra 15 minutes to char a bit more. So yeah, these pieces of chicken are super ready. So I'm just gonna place it on the board like they do. Yeah, so now we're gonna just give it some nice jerk chops like that. Yeah, so as you can see, this meat's been cooked really nicely. It's not dry, it's super moist. As you can see, the moisture in the meat. Yeah, so that's the only way to achieve really good moisture is by slowly cooking this meat. So guys, I just came back to show you the jerk chicken after I chopped it. I chopped it into nice bite-sized pieces, and as you can see very close up, it's super moist, very moist. No dry chicken here. But we got the jerk effect. We got everything nice and seasoned, marinated. As you can see, this piece just broke off here. Super soft. The meat is moist.